Hey y'all, get ready for Conversations with Deborah Franklin. Sit back, relax, grab you something to drink because we're getting ready to dive right in with conversations for the grown and sexy.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Conversations. It's your girl, Deborah Franklin. I hope everybody's had such a blessed week thus far. Can you believe this is the second week of December? Y'all, I cannot believe it. It has been tremendous. It has been fun. It has been excellent. Y'all, I don't know about you, but I am so grateful for such a time as this. I'm so grateful. I'm so excited about what's happening in my life. I'm excited about what's happening in the lives of the people that are directly connected with me. Y'all connected to me. Y'all, I just don't even know what to do. That's why I can't get it out. Y'all are so excited because you know what? When in this season, God has definitely blessed you to just be here where you are. I don't care what you've gone through. I don't care what you've experienced. You have got to be thankful. You have got to know that God has placed you here for a reason and a season. You have not just showed up for no reason. You have showed up to show out because God is getting ready to give you the glory beyond measure, beyond what you can think, dream, or imagine. You are it. You have been chosen for this. You are expected to do this. You are the one. Y'all, yes, let me tell you. Doors have been opening up for me. Things have been happening, and I've just been going and doing and experiencing so much lately. And God has just been showing me that as long as you keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, whatever God has showed you to do, you need to be doing it at this time because you don't have time to be sitting around and just waiting for things to happen. You have got to jump up and jump start it yourself. People up here making things political about wearing a mask, making it political about, doing what you're supposed to do just to help your neighbor. Y'all, this is the season of giving. This is the season of serving. This is the season for doing good by your brother. So wear your mask. Be safe. Yeah, get together and be safe. Because that's what we have to do. No matter what you do, no matter what you think, we have got to be safe in dealing with each other. But tonight, y'all, it's all about us. It's all about, but most of all, it's time for you to be good to yourself, baby. You got to start walking through the house, looking through the mirror. Every time you look in the mirror, I don't care what's going on. I don't care if you got a pimple. I don't care if that mask driving you crazy. That's why I was saying wear your mask. Because some people saying, for vanity reasons, they don't want to wear the mask because they start to break out. Y'all, honey, trust me, I understand. But it doesn't matter. Because God has destined you for something greater than where you are and what you are doing. So it's time for you to do and walk in your destiny and walk in your purpose and your calling. Thank you so much, Monica, for sharing. Y'all, we have got, you know what? Let me stop. Thank you, Monica, for reminding me. I need y'all right now to share this out with everybody because tonight's show is going to be fire. Tonight's show is all about talking about you, talking about y'all. It ain't the makeup. I know y'all looking at me like this and y'all looking at me like I'm crazy. You looking at me like, what is going on with Deborah tonight? Y'all, I got something to tell you because things getting ready to go down tonight. So I need y'all to share it. I need you to let me know who's watching. Comment. Y'all need to holler at your girl. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know who you are. Let me know how'd you find us. Because we want to hear from you because y'all, it's more than a church girl CEO tonight. It's all about conversations, y'all. Tonight, you're not talking to the coach. Tonight, you're not talking to church girl CEO leader. Tonight, you talking to Deborah because tonight we gonna be just raw tonight. Y'all, we going in, we going for broke because I want to share some things. Some of you know my story. Some of you know that I dealt with so much. How can I say this? I dealt with low self-esteem. I dealt with, my mama on tonight, so I got to be careful in what I say. What's up, mama? I dealt with not being able to love me for being me. I dealt with not thinking that I was good enough, not thinking that I was worthy enough. And then one day, I just, Monica here from the DMV. So I got Houston in the house. I got the DMV in the house. But when I was going through this dark time in my life, I was going through, and I would always look in the mirror and I'd be like, oh, she a hot mess. Oh, what are we doing? And then one day God just said, one day I just walked by the mirror and I said, damn, I look good. And I was like, what? And I couldn't believe I said that. But then I started thinking, the more and more I started to say that, the more and more I began to love me for who I was. The more and more I began to see who I was for myself. I started to show up for myself. I started to do for myself. I started to just be who I was called to be. I didn't care if I was the loud one in the bunch. I didn't care if I didn't look like the person next to me. All I cared about is what I looked like. All I knew is I needed to show up for me. Then once I learned to show up for me, then I was able to start to show up for my clients. Then I was able to start showing up for my family. Then I was able to start showing up for the people that I needed to show up for. But let me tell you what I was doing. I was hiding behind the makeup. I was hiding behind the clothes. I was hiding behind serving. I was hiding behind so many different things. How many of you are hiding from where you should be because you don't think that you're worthy enough? Now let me take it a step further. You're doing, but you're not doing it all the way that you should be doing it. That right there. You've got to love you for you, most definitely. Because when you learn to love you for you, then you can give God all of you. And I know some of y'all are looking at me like Deborah's losing her mind tonight. Y'all, it's like 4 references. And in the Bible, Matthew 27:37, Mark 12:30, Luke 10:27. I guess you picked up on that. So if it's been in there 3 times, then guess what? You need to be looking at this. And it said, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. And some of you, because you're not loving yourself, you're not loving God with all of you. So and then you loving only bits and pieces of yourself. You've been giving God half of you all the time. And just like I'm looking foolish right now with half of my face made, half of me, don't you think God is looking at you the same way because you're giving him half of you? When are you going to start putting on your whole self? Being your whole self for who God has called you to be. Being your whole self for who God has anointed you to be. Being your whole self for yourself. Then when you are your whole self for yourself, then you can start being the whole self for your business. The whole self for your clients. You see where I'm going with this? The whole self for who you're serving. Your whole self for your community. Your whole self for what you plan to do. Your whole self for who you need to be. The whole self for walking in a purpose. Your whole self for doing what God has called you to do. The whole self as a parent. Your whole self as an educator. Your whole self as a business owner. Your whole self for you. Because think about it. Hold on, y'all. Make sure I don't get my line wrong. Because I'm going to be my whole self, but it ain't going to be my whole self and crooked. How about that? Going to be my whole self and that color going to be right. That's why you got to show up, show out, and be your whole self. Because when you are your whole self, God is going to bless you in a different kind of way. God is going to do a different kind of thing for you when you're showing up as your whole self. Do you want God to bless you halfway? No, you want God to bless you with everything and all the promises that he has given to you. You want God to show up for you the whole way. Do you want him to give you a half of a miracle? Do you want God to give you a half of anything? No, you want God to give you his all. So when you want God to give you his all, you've got to give him your all. You have got to show up what? Your whole self. Y'all, if nothing else, during this motivational moment, I want you to do, if you don't do anything else, start preparing, start getting yourself together, because you have got to show up as your whole self for your customers, for your family, for your friends, and most of all, for yourself. Because God, when God looks at you being whole, he's going to catapult you to that next level. And think about it. You can't wait till 2021 to get whole. You got 3 weeks to work on your wholeness, honey, and stop hiding behind the makeup. That's right. Stop hiding behind the makeup. Hey, Derek. Okay, I thought it was my screen. No, sir, baby. We gonna stop. We showing up and showing out this year. Yes, sir. Your whole self. That's right, Monica. You have to show up flaws and that part. Because my forehead is jacked up. I don't know why I got this little dent going on, but you got to show up with your flaws. You got to show up with your crutch. You got to show up. But the thing is, when you are operating in your flaws, you still got to show up and give it your all, flaws and all. Because the people don't look, because God is not looking at the flaws. Because what you think is a flaw, God can use as a blessing for somebody else. What you think is a scar, something somebody I can look at and say, if you survive that, then so can I. So we have got to show up as our whole selves so everybody can get the blessings and what they have been called to do. And that's what we got to do, y'all. I'm not going to hold it no much longer because our guest is in the house. Y'all, she getting ready to talk to us. She is awesome. Awesome! So excited to have her. Let me tell y'all, let me just be real transparent. Y'all know I tell all the truth. Y'all, she came at the very last minute, said, I will do the show. And I didn't know what, I was like, yes, I was so excited. Y'all, she's an educator, business owner. I can't wait for her to jump in here so she can tell you all about herself. But we'll be right back after this quick message. Hey, Melissa is in the house. Girl, hey, how are you?
Good, how are you? Nice to meet you.
You too. I'm so excited about you being on the show. I'm awesome. Thank you for joining us tonight. And for those that, y'all, when I read your bio, I was blown away because, so many times, women of color, we don't really get a chance to share our real stories and how we have really accomplished and came over some things, and especially with you traveling and for lack of a better say, coming from a different country, then coming here to deal with our cray-cray. But, it's really cool to be able to talk to someone that has experienced those things. But first of all, before we even jump in, I want you to share with everybody who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so my name is Melissa Polanco. I am a co-founder of a makeup brand. It's called Ella's Cosmetics. I founded this brand along with my sister, but I do that on the side. That's my little baby. I do have a full-time job. I work in higher education. I also am a counselor that I work part-time. And yeah, I'm just, I came from the Dominican Republic, I think, oh my gosh, a long time ago. Around 16, 17 years ago. I've been living in Grand Rapids, Michigan for that whole time because I wanted to go to school here. And yeah, just, life brought me here and I enjoy living here and my growth and the people that I work with and the people that I've met and the possibilities that I've been able to do and things like that. So I'm very grateful that you have me on your show as well.
Thank you so much. You said something that was really cool and that I love because I'm an educator as well. I'm so ready to get out of education, but I teach high school. So I was like, maybe I should just go ahead and bridge over to that higher education. So I love it. Educator to educator. So what inspired you and your sister to even want to launch a cosmetics line of all things?
Yeah. I think, well, I think I'm going to start by saying that our entrepreneur drive came from our mom. Our mom has always been like, oh, she likes having her own little store, like selling little things, or if she sees something like she wants to sell and things like that. So I think we got that from her. It was always something that my sister and I talked about, like what if one day we have this, but we never actually act on it. And but it was 2 years ago that we actually sat down and said, okay, let's do this. This is something that we really wanted to do. and it was just, we just sit down, we talk about what we want to name it, how we want to start it off. We did research, like how to start a business. And I'm telling you, like, I do not have a business degree. We have learn as we go, like, just Google is my best friend right now. I do have a college degree, but it's not in business. And you just learn as you go. And I think it has its ups and downs, right? But I love what I do. I have a passion for my brand, and I just have a passion for learning new things. It just opens doors to different things that you didn't know you have the ability to do. And we just sat down 2 years ago and we talked about it and we did it.
Oh my God, that is awesome, awesome, awesome. That is amazing, because so many times you said something that was really key, that you don't have a business degree, but you wanted to start a business. Then you said Google has been our best friend. So what do you say to people that says, oh, I can't do this, I can't start a business?
I think I would say if you have a passion for something, if you have an idea, it doesn't, sometimes you feel a little bit overwhelmed and you say, well, what's different about you? If you walk down the aisle in the supermarket and you see so many different kinds of breads and so many brands of bread, like, well, they did it, how come you can't do it too? So I think, no, you don't have to have a degree, and I'm not saying don't go to school for it, because there is some trainings and certifications that you can get, and that is amazing and fine. But if you have a will to do something that you really have a passion for, do it, like act on it, because I think the worst thing that you do not want to do is ask yourself, what if? What if? Like, you do not want to ask yourself that, because then you're going to live with regrets, and nobody wants to live with the regrets. So just act on it, just do your research. If you need help, there's so many different resources available, free, especially within your local area too. So, and again, Google.
Yeah. Look, and yeah. Because you know what? I say the same thing, because when I wanted to launch out and start in my business, I really didn't have a lot of people that I could go to, because what I do is not the family business. My family business is catering. So I woke up in the morning and say, I got a degree to talk. I want to go into promotions. I want to go into advertising. I want to now have a publishing company. Nobody in my family does that. So it's like, you don't have that family source or that family or anybody close to you that's doing what you're doing. How do you get over that hump as well? Because even though now we can Google it, now we can start trying different things. How do you get over that hump of feeling like you didn't have any support to do what you're doing? And yes, you had your sister, but what did y'all do to get over that?
I think, I was hearing your speech before I wasn't, and I think it's like what you talked about. It's just having that confidence. Like, I know it's hard to have confidence sometimes, but if self-confidence is the ability to trust in yourself. So if you trust in yourself, then you're going to be able to get over whatever hurdle comes your way, and you're going to be able to figure it out. If, branch out and think outside the box and think, how am I going to work on this and how am I going to start on this and things like that. So as long as you have like self-confidence, even if you don't have the biggest self-confidence, but just do a little bit and push yourself into it, you can overcome whatever comes your way. And like I said, like you were talking about earlier, you have whoever you believe in, whatever kind of faith you're believing in, if you have God or whoever you're following, if you have that person or you have that higher power that's looking over you, then that's all you need.
Yeah, and and that goes right back to one of the comments that came up. Those scars are testimonies, and that's what we have to do. And I also look at when people say scars, I also look at how many times did you start your business, y'all. That's a scar, because scar is like your testimony. Like, I did try, but you didn't give up because you healed. And how do you think about that as well? Like, how many times did you try this business before you finally figured out that you got, quote unquote, got it right?
Oh, no, I'm still learning. I mean, I've only been in business for 2 years, and it's not like I know I'm very well aware. I can't talk. Well aware that I'm not known. Nobody knows who we are. It's just putting yourself out there. Because let me tell you something. When we first started, I'm a very introverted person. Like I'm very quiet. I don't like big groups. I don't like to put myself out there. So it was not until like the beginning of this year or the end of last year that I started putting myself out there to promote our brand, to be the face of our brand. And I didn't want to do it because that's not who I was. But then again, my brand is all about confidence. That's what I'm promoting, and I need to start. So I just started putting myself out there. And no, yeah, but like I said, I've learned as I go. I didn't know what I was doing at first. Now I have a little bit more experience on how to do things in a better way, to not use as much resources or like be more cost effective on things. But again, you learn as you go, because that's how you learn, practicing.
Girl, when you said cost effective, that's even when you trying to figure out what platform to use. You can try
Yeah.
like 900. You gonna lose. Look, y'all, just know that you gonna try 900 platforms before you figure out which one works.
Yeah.
That's just business, y'all. You gonna spend that $40 here, $50 here, $150. Let's take it a step further. $2,500 and $2,000. You're gonna start spending that money. But when you start looking at money as an investment into your business, how does that change your mindset?
Because I still have a full-time job, and then I have the business on the side. So if sometimes I'm able to use whatever money I have left, and I put it into my business, because thank God I have the ability to do that. So sometimes it is a little bit hard, like, oh, I have to do this thing, but I just need to be mindful and be proactive and be positive about things, and just think positive.
And you know what? A lot of times people think, oh, I can't start a business because I do have a full-time job. But I always say you got to look at that full-time job as helping you fund your business, and use full-time job as part of your exit strategy. So you anticipate on doing your business full-time and using, as like I said, using your job as part of your exit strategy?
Yes. I'm hoping, that one day, cross my fingers, that I'm able to get to that point. Obviously, I'm not there yet, and at this point, like, I don't mind, because I know everything happens for a reason. I have to trust the process. Like, whatever, I just need to go as things come. And I'm hoping that one day I'm able to just like do my brand full time, because I'm very passionate about it, which is funny because I didn't think like I was gonna be so into owning a business, but I am. And then it's like a different world. You in a different, like, the entrepreneur world is so different than just having an 8 to 5 job sitting in front of a desk. Like, it's just so different, and I've never really thought about seeing myself like that. But yeah, like, hopefully one day I'm able to branch out of my full-time job and just do this full-time.
That is so awesome. Well, we're going to take a quick break because we have a big thing coming up this weekend. It's our Habakkuk 2 and 2 vision vision. It's not a vision party. I don't even know what to call it. But y'all, we'll be right back, and we'll take about 2 and 2. It won't take us long, y'all. We back, y'all. Yo, we are so excited, y'all. You just don't know. If you have not registered for the Habakkuk 2 and 2 virtual workshop, you have got to, because what you do, and it fell right in what you said. We have to write the vision, make it plain, and then execute it. And what you just said, you got to trust the process. Y'all, writing the vision is part of the process, because what would happen if you never wrote anything down? What did you do when you started to think about you wanted this cosmetic company? What did you write down?
Oh, I wrote down what I wanted my brand to be. Like, I wanted my brand to promote love. I wanted my brand to be inclusive. I wanted my brand to remind yourself that you are worthy. I wanted my brand, like just things that I wanted my brand to be. And that's what I wrote down. And then again, also you have to do your business plan and all this and all that. But I think the thing that I concentrated the most is the identity of what I wanted it to be.
Awesome. And we got a comment from Amy. She says it's hard when all you do is on your own business, but it's important to realize to budget your business. There is a difference between investing and going further into debt. Definitely, because when you learn to invest in your business, that's just like I had a conversation with somebody about some projects that we're working on. And I said, we have to make sure that we do a budget for the business where the business is taking care of itself, where even if we are taking a portion of the proceeds from our income, that we have that line item in our personal budget saying, okay, but $200 is going over to the business every month. And so that's what especially if that's all you got to do what you do to make it work. So how do you look at investing in your business?
Exactly what you just said. Like yeah, it is true. Just looking at my own money, like what am I able to put into the business, and then also like whatever comes in from the business. And I know sometimes, you sometimes start with either a small business loan, or maybe your family, gives you money, and sometimes that's amazing. When you have family members that help you when it comes to the financial. So if you have the ability, I will, just take advantage of that. But yeah, just set yourself a budget to see how much money you're able to put into your business. If your business is not getting any income, like for a month or two, and see if you can still be able to keep it afloat. If it's not, then you want to think about, sit down again and think about what we need to fix. What can we do to make a difference so it doesn't go down, and then you don't go out of budget either, because there's so many things aside from your own business. If you're working full time, all the responsibilities and priorities you have, like your mortgage and things like that, and yeah, just setting a budget and sticking to it.
And being an entrepreneur, or for lack of better, having your own business is not for the faint at heart. You have got to be ready to jump into that thing all the way in. And so what advice would you give somebody that is basically on the fence of wanting to start their business or wanting to jump into this entrepreneurial space? What advice would you give them about, you're 2 years in?
Mm-hmm.
So what advice would you give them for that?
I would say, because I didn't do this at first, but I would say to Google researches, like community resources available for free for businesses. Like go to your local business commerce, chamber of commerce. They have so many resources available where they can help you with a marketing plan, business plan. They can help you find free money, like grants and funding for your business. If you have a solid business plan, it will be amazing, and it will give you like a lot of opportunities to get grants and loans and things like that. So I would have somebody just sit down with you to go over your business plan and see what you can change and things like that. Resources, yes, and then also create a budget.
Mm-hmm.
That's important too. And then go into after that, you can start thinking about, well, what you want your business to be at, like who you're going to cater to, who's your audience, who's your customer, what's so good about whatever it is that you're selling or what you're promoting, what you want to give to your audience, those things.
Yeah, that's major, because I think that was part of my biggest problem starting out, is not knowing who my audience should be or who I should be targeting for certain things. And so, and believe it or not, even though that's not in your business plan, honestly, that is like the one thing, because every time I've done a business plan, nobody ever said who's your audience going to be. That really should be a part of your business plan, even though, a lot of times people don't even think about that. So that to me, that's key. We got another comment. Having your own business not for the faint at heart. My God, that is a mouthful right there. That's like drop the mic and walk out the room, because It's not, because things are always changing. Things are
Yeah.
always happening. And at the end of the day, when it don't work out, they're not looking at anybody else. It's you. It's
Right.
you. One thing that I did see, you were talking about that you were talking about your business is about self-esteem. Your business is about loving yourself. So can you tell us a little bit about that part of your business?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so like as I mentioned before, I'm a very introverted person. It's not, I think as you grow too, you learn to love who you are and like don't give a crap about what other people think about you.
That part.
So yeah, so and so growing up when I was in high school, like I struggled a lot with self-confidence. Like like again, I'm very quiet. I still am, but not as bad anymore. Yeah, so I wanted my brand to promote that because I went through that. And because I went through that, then I can be an advocate for that because I know. And also, I know I'm not the only person that goes through that. Like so many of us go through self-confidence issues, self-esteem issues, whatever it's just something that we all deal with at some point in our lives. And I wanted for our brand to be that where it says, it's okay if I don't look like a model, like a size 0 model. Like not everybody has to look like that. And it's okay if you do. I'm not saying, that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying like you cannot compare yourself to other people because every person is special in their own way and they have different things that are different from other people, and that's fine. And it took me a very long time to learn that for myself, and now that I am getting there, because I'm not saying I'm not perfect, but I just wanted to convey that message to remind yourself that you are beautiful the way that you are. It doesn't matter that you do not look like this perfect model, whatever. Just love who you are because you are a special person.
I love it. I love it. I love it because, and I think that is something that women have to deal with straight across the board is that when you learn to love you for you, then the rest of it it just falls into place.
Mm-hmm.
And I think now that even as a culturally, we are learning to accept ourselves for who we are as well. And that is one of the most amazing pieces that I can say that I'm loving, that I'm seeing, because working in high school, I'm seeing so many young girls that are so much more confident in themselves than I ever was. And that is straight across the board. It's like, if they got low self-esteem, it's not for the same reasons. Like we were like, oh, I don't look like her. Girl, they don't even they're like whatever, and keep it moving. And Diane said, hey, Diane. I didn't miss this. What? Huh? Indeed. Okay, she said indeed. Okay, we there. All right. Put that up before I read all of it. But but that is so amazing. And then guys, it's like when you start to think about taking that next step and where you want to go in your business and what you want your brand to say, what is that step going to be?
For me? I think for me, I would say that I need to continue, and I am continue to put myself out there so that people know who we are and what we're all about. Being open. I like being in contact with our followers. So I love that because I want our brand to be like, hey, you're talking to a friend. I know that's not always the case, or that's not always possible, but it is like, I just want it to be like, hey, it's a safe space and you can share whatever you feel like you want to share. And that's something that I want to continue to do. I want to continue to talk about confidence more, do a little series here and there. And yeah.
That is awesome. Honey, let me tell you something. You always got a place here at Conversations. And most definitely, we definitely want to connect with you with Church Girl CEO, because confidence is something that we all strive to be. We can be business owners and still, the crazy part, and that's why I was saying earlier when I first came on, we hide behind our makeup. We hide behind our cosmetics. We are so used to giving half of ourselves and not being whole in who we are. But if we would just learn to show up with that confidence, and like somebody else said earlier, scars and all, show up with
Mhm.
confidence, we could see so many different things happen. And, you know, just be able to go to that next level. And, you know, well, hey, Kesey. She said, hey, Deborah Franklin, what's up, girl? So, you know, this is so amazing. And women need to start to join together in
Yeah.
these areas and be able to talk openly about it, because a lot of times we don't realize how much we have in common until we start to talk about it. And believe it or not, I'm an introvert too. I'm an introvert with extrovert tendencies. So I am not good with crowds. That's not my life.
Right.
If I could just sit behind a screen, I'm good. But you know, as women that are walking in leadership, because the Bible tells us, and the last shall be first, and the first shall be last. It is time for those of us that have stood on the sidelines, that stood in the back for so long, to come forward. Now,
Mhm.
y'all, we believe it or not, we are almost out of time. Almost out of time, and I'm having so much going on. You know, it's like, y'all, we have to start working together in doing what we are doing. So I want to give this last minute or so over to you, and I want you to share some words of encouragement. Give somebody that's dealing with that whole low self-esteem, not being sure of themselves, that are hiding behind what they're doing. Give them a word of encouragement, as well as tell them how to find you and how to get because we definitely want to work together with that. So we got something else coming up, some more things coming up. So we'll definitely talk about partnering with that. But I'm getting ready to turn this right over to you. You got it, girl.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm just gonna start by saying how you can follow us, and then so I can end it with a positive note. So you can follow us at ellisevecosmetics.com. That's our website. Instagram is Ellis Eve Cosmetics. Facebook Ellis Eve Cosmetics, and that's how you can find us. So for those that are struggling with self-confidence, and I would say believe in yourself. I think that's believing. If you have to write it down on a piece of paper, just so you can look at it, or a little post-it note and put it on the mirror when you look at yourself, the word believe, that's a very, very strong word. And if you believe in you, you believe that you have the courage to do whatever it is that you set your mind to. You have the power to whatever it is that you set your mind to. If you believe that you have those things, you will do fine. So as long as you believe in yourself, believe that you can do whatever you want to do, believe that you have the power to do whatever you want to do, you will do good.
Y'all, you heard it. You got to believe in yourself. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been real. If you hang out 1 second with me, I greatly appreciate it. That's right, Monica. She said, believe in you. Because when you believe in you, you're showing up all the way. Not halfway, not part of the way, but all the way. But all right, guys, for those of you that need to sign up and join us for the Habakkuk 2 and 2 virtual workshop, the information is scrolling across the screen as well as in the chat. If you have not registered, there is still time. We want to see you there because it's gonna be amazing. Well, all right, y'all. It's been fun. It's been real. I love you to life. Have a great one, because you know what? That's how we do over here at Conversations. You know, we hang out, we have fun. All right, guys, have a good one.